Good morning and welcome back to the channel. So with the seats and steering wheel installed, the Jeep is drivable. Everything functions well. It rides and drives very nicely. I haven't driven it very far because obviously it's not road legal. Just on my road that my house is on. But did have one issue. When I got back and pulled the Jeep into the garage, I noticed a puddle of gear oil underneath it. Turns out that, let's get underneath here, that this shift rail cap has a small pinhole in the bottom of it, and it's leaking fluid, leaking gear oil. So when I rebuilt the transfer case, I had ordered a kit from Novak Conversions, but they were on back order, so then I ordered from another company, got that one. That one did not include shift rail caps, and they both appeared to be pretty good and in good shape. I didn't notice any obvious issues, but obviously there was. So it turns out that I ended up still getting the kit from Novak once they came back in stock. And so I do have caps, so we are going to proceed with replacing these. Others have told me that it's a rather simple job, that they should just twist right out. A little concerned about that because I'm thinking that this could be a 5-minute job that turns into a big job, but we're going to give it a shot. I got to remove this exhaust pipe. Get that out of the way. That'll give me some clearance to get to there. Put a little heat on it. Hopefully we'll be able to twist them right out and then tap the new ones right in. I'm going to go over to the bench and show you what we got. Alright, so here are the new sleeves. These were in the kit that I had from Novak Conversions. These are the same for a Dana 20 as well as a Dana 300. And the interesting thing is they fit perfectly in a 3/4 inch socket. So I got a spark plug socket here, so you got a little bit of a rubber base on it. I'm going to try with that to tap it in, as well as a regular socket without that. Fits in there rather well. Got some gray RVT. I've always been very successful with this right stuff, so I may just go ahead and use that instead. Put a little smear of that around this end before it gets seated in. Got some vice grips. We're going to use some MAP gas on the right around each one. See if it loosens up some of the paint, as well as any sealant that's in there. Hammers for tapping them in. So I think we are going to give this project a try. I'm going to go ahead and get the exhaust pipe out of the way, and then I will come back and show you what I find. Okay, so have the space opened up. Here's the new sleeve. As you can see, I guess they're about roughly about a 1/4 inch. Let's see if I can get this. They recess in roughly about a 1/4 inch. 3/16 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is, this is the one that's leaking. I mean, I plan on replacing both of them if this goes well. I am very hesitant because I don't want to have to rip the transfer case out and possibly tear it down, but it is too big of a leak to ignore. The pinhole here, I had somebody suggest maybe just smearing some JB weld on it. I thought about possibly making a sleeve that would fit over top of this and sealing it up with some good silicone and calling it a day. But ultimately, I'd really rather just do it, or at least attempt to do it right. So hopefully this doesn't turn into a much bigger job than it should have been. But again, when I was looking around online, I found very little information on how to do this. So I'm hoping that it does turn out to be a very simple job, and that's why there's very little information on it. But I'm going to heat up around this circle with the MAP gas, and then I'm just going to use a pair of vice grips, put a pair of vice grips on it, and see if I can just gently twist it and work it free. So I'm going to give that a shot, and I'll be back in a moment and let you guys know, see how that came out and how that worked out. All right, so that was very simple. I just heated up around, I started off on this one. I have the shifters pulled into both, well, it's dual, I have dual twin sticks, so I have them both put in high, which pushes the shift rods forward. As you can see, the end of the shift rod there. And just heated up around here and put the vice grip on and gave it a little twist, and you can see it pulled it right out. The second one had a lot more oil in it, woof, and that one, and obviously because it's much closer to the flip plug and it's a little bit lower, had more oil in it, and that one actually spit a whole bunch of nice hot oil all over my hand. So definitely beware if you're doing that and you're using the torch, because that oil is hot when it comes out. So now I'm just going to clean up what's in here, get some brake cleaner and some paper towel, clean these out, get a pick and make sure everything is clean there. And then what I will do is smear a little RTV on the ends here, or right around the perimeter here, and then tap the new ones in. I think what I'll do is I'll line up the new one with the old one and just put a little mark as to where the paint line is, so that that'll tell me that they're fully seated. All right, so I marked both new sleeves, or thimbles, caps, whatever you want to call them. Basically just to give me just a general reference, so I know when I'm seating them in that they're fully seated. All right, so I'm going to go clean up the holes and get some brake cleaner in there, make sure I get any of that excess grease and oil out of there, so that the gasket maker will seal, and then we'll come back and hopefully get these inserted. All right, so I have the holes all cleaned up. Have a little bit of RTV just around the end of this, just to make a good seal. I'm going to drop it in the socket, attempt to tap it in. Hopefully the installation goes as easily as pulling them out did. I'll come back and show you the result. All right, that tapped in very simply, and as you can see, it's, I don't know if I can get that good line there. This is actually the one that was on this, whoops, that was on the lower one, but you can see it's right at the same depth. Pretty much there, I guess there's a ridge in there that it hits, and you can feel it bottom out. So I'm going to go ahead and put the second one in, and then we should be able to clean up what's along the bottom, put a little paint on them, and call it done. Okay, they both are in. I already wiped the base from the excess sealant pushing out, and hopefully they sealed up good. Going to just put some paint on them to protect them. What I ended up doing was I found that the spark plug socket worked great, fits right over, and then you got that rubber piece kind of just protecting it, and it didn't take much. Just used a small ball peen hammer and just tapped it in until it fully seated, and I think we're good. So I'll get some paint on this and get this closed up, and then I'll give it a few hours to for that sealant to set before I take this thing out for a drive. All right, so all painted up. That'll protect the metal, and that's it. They are in. They're sealed. I already moved the shift levers from 4-wheel high to 4-wheel low and neutral. Everything, there's no resistance. Everything. So obviously they're lined up correctly. The shift rails slide inside of them fine. Didn't see either one of them move when I went all the way to 4-wheel low. So Obviously the rail's not bottoming out against it and pushing them or anything. So that completes it. And you know, I hope this helps anybody out there. Like I said, I was not able to find any information on the removal and replacement of these, and obviously it is a very simple job. I was concerned that I would have to actually take the transfer case out, but it's very simple. So if anybody has this issue or gets a rebuild kit that doesn't include these thimbles, and like I did, gets through the rebuild and it's in their vehicle and now they're having an issue, they're very easy to remove and replace. I hope this helps anyone. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. If you like what we're doing, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much and have a great day.